Hi guys, welcome back to Handmade to Inspire. My name is Dayani, and on today's video we're going to be working on this little guy here. It's a ghost with witch head, and the little swing is a car hanger accessory that you can hang on the mirror of your car. It's a very easy project to do. It's quite fast if you have some knowledge of crochet, to be honest. And is a no-sew basically, because the only thing you're sewing is the head on the top of the head of the ghost. So it's a beginner-friendly pattern, easy to do. So no more talking and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start by making a magic circle or magic ring. You guys probably know already how to make it, but you basically hold your yarn, wrap it around your finger. You're going to pull the yarn and form a loop, and you're going to secure this loop by chaining one, and you have your magic circle or magic ring ready. And now we're going to be making 6 single crochets inside this circle. So this is 1. I'm working with the single crochet yarn under. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to be pulling this yarn here, this little tail, to close our circle or our ring. And if you think this is going too fast and you're not understanding much what I'm doing here, I have a video that teach the 7 basic stitches of crochet that I will link in the description box below. And you guys feel free to watch it. It's very easy, very short, so it will be easier for you guys to understand what we're doing here. So I just secure my last stitch of my first row, and we're going to be doing the second row now. And second row is an increase row. We're going to be making 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So what you do basically, you make 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So this is 1 and 2 on the same stitch. Then we're going to move to the next one, and we're going to make 2 more, 3 and 4, and you're going to repeat this pattern, 2 single crochets in each stitch around until you meet your stitch marker, and you're going to end up with 12 single crochets. I'm going to finish my row and I'll come back. Alright, so I finished row number 2. I'm going to move up my stitch marker, and row 3 we're going to be making 1 single crochet and 1 increase. So we're going to be doing 1 stitch on the first, 1 single crochet on the first stitch, and then on the next one we're going to be making 2. So this is 1 and 2. Now on the next single crochet we're going to be making 1, and on the next 2, and we're going to repeat this process in each stitch around. I'm going to be finishing my row in here and I'll come back. Okay, so I just finished row number 3. I'm going to move up my stitch marker, and now in row number 4 we're going to be making 2 single crochets and an increase. So we make 1, 2, and on the next an increase. There's 2 single crochets on the same stitch, then 1 and 2 and 2 single crochets on the next. You're going to repeat this process until you meet the stitch marker, and you're going to end up with 24 single crochets in this row. Row number 4, I'll finish mine and I'll come back. So I finished row number 4, and now row number 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, we're going to be repeating the same process. We're going to be single crochet in each stitch around. So we're going to be making a total of 24 single crochets from row 5 to row 9. I will finish mine and I'll come back. Okay, so here I finished my 6 rows of 24 single crochets, and we have a total of 11 rows right now. It's time to place our safety eyes. They're going at rows 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to be placing the first one, and the second one goes 4 stitches apart. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we go. So now we're going to be making a decrease row. So for that, we're going to single crochet 2, 1 and 2, and to make a decrease, I like to make invisible decreases for amigurumis. So we're going to be, instead of getting both loops from our stitch, we're going to get the front loop only. So we're going to get the first one and the second, and we're going to make our single crochet. What you have to be careful is when you do invisible, I don't know if you guys can see it, when you do an invisible decrease, the first stitch is well grabbed by the yarn, but the second one, you can have the impression that this is your next stitch, but it isn't. This is still our decrease stitch. So the next single crochet is going to go on this stitch here. Even though this looks like that's the right one, it isn't. You have to grab this one. So you're going to place your single crochet in there, single crochet in the next stitch, and again an invisible decrease that is made on the front loop only. And you're going to be repeating the same process in every stitch around. I'll go finish mine and I'll see you guys in a second. So I finished row 12. We end up with 18 single crochets. So now we're going to be working on the back loop. We're going to be making row 13, 18 single crochets, and we're going to be working on the back loop only because we're going to leave the front loop so we can make the legs of the ghost, let's say like this. So to work on the back loop is the same thing. So instead of grabbing both legs of the loop, you're going to be making your stitch on the back one. So this is our first single crochet, second, the third, and by doing this on the back loop only, we're creating a little edge on the front. That's where we're going to be placing the stitches for the legs of the ghost. I will finish my row and I'll come back. So finish row 13. Here we have our edge to make the little legs of the, oops, okay, now you guys can see better. So we have a little edge to make the legs of the ghost. Now is the right point to start stuffing our little ghost. So I'll be doing this and I'll come back. So now what we're going to do, we're going to keep going with our decreases. So we're going to be making one single crochet. Now we're going to start working with both legs of our stitch. So we're going to be making single crochet one, an invisible decrease on the next, single crochet one, an invisible decrease on the next. We're going to repeat this process and need to stitch around, and I'll meet you guys once I'm done. So we finish row 13 and we will end up with 12 single crochets, and now we're going to be finishing up by making a decrease in each stitch around. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to remove our stitch marker. We're going to cut our yarn, and we're going to be closing this hole right here. So what I do to close our project is I grab the front loop only from each stitch. So I grab the front loop from the first one and the front loop from the next. I pull the yarn through, then I do the same thing on the next two, and the same thing on the last two. I do this, I pull tight, and our little ghosts are closed. So if with the ends, so we're going to be making the legs of the ghost. We're going to be placing our crochet hook on the front loops that we left behind, and we're going to pull our yarn through, and we're going to chain 2. This is 1 and 2. Now we're going to be making 2 half double crochets. To make a double crochet, you're going to yarn over, then you're going to grab the yarn like if you're going to single crochet, and you end up with 3 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over again, pull the yarn through all those 3 loops, and we're going to make another one. So you yarn over, pull the yarn through the stitch loop, yarn over again, pull through, end up with 3 loops. You're going to yarn over one more time and pull through 3 loops, and we're going to now chain 2, and we're going to slip stitch on the same stitch that we worked our 2 previous half double crochets. So once we do this, we're going to chain 2 again, 1 and 2, and we're going to yarn over, and we're going to grab the next stitch, and we're going to pull through the yarn, and we're going to place our first half double crochet in there, and we're going to make the second one. Then we're going to chain 2 again and slip stitch on the same stitch that we were working. Once we do that, we're going to chain 2 again, yarn over, and place a half double crochet on the next stitch. You end up with 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, pull through 3. One more time, yarn over, and you yarn over last time, so you have 2 half double crochets on the stitch. Then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to slip stitch on your same stitch that you were working, and you will continue with this pattern in every front loop that we did, and I'll meet you guys once I'm here. Alright, so I'm about to finish up. This is my last stitch. Actually, it's my second last. So we're going to be making our single or half double crochet. The second one. Actually, it is my last stitch. And chain 2. So instead of slip stitching on the stitch you're working, you're going to slip stitch on the next stitch. So like this, our leg row is done. Our ghost, it's also done. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut a yarn. We're going to leave a long kind of tail, because we're going to use this yarn to secure the ghost at the slide like this. So we're going to cut not a lot of yarn, but a good amount. I think 1 inch probably is okay. And now we have our little ghost ready. Okay, so to work our swing, I said slide before, but it's our swing, we're going to be chaining 13. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I don't know, it's work with the dark yarn is quite complicated to be showing on camera. So now we're going to be working a single crochet on the second stitch from the, let me put my light closer so maybe you guys can see better. I don't know. So we're going to be working on the second stitch from the chain. We're going to be making a single crochet, and we're going to be making a single crochet in each stitch around until we reach the end of our chain. So I'll do mine and I'll come back. So we made our 12 single crochet stitches. Now we're going to be chaining 1, and we're going to turn our work, and we're going to be working another row of 12 single crochets. And we're going to be repeating this 12 single crochets, chain 1 and turn 3, counting with 2 more times because we need 4 rows of 12 single crochets. So I'm going to be finishing my row in here and doing 2 more rows, and I will come back. So I finished my 4 rows in total of 12 single crochets. So now what we're going to do, we're going to slip stitch on the middle of our swing, and oopsies. All right, and we're going to be chaining 70. 1, 2, so now that we have our 70 chain ready, we're going to find the middle on the other side. See, make sure that our chain is not twisted, it's like straight, and we're going to slip stitch on the middle of our seat. And we're going to cut our yarn, and we're going to weave the ends to secure our chain of our swing. And our swing is ready. Our little ghost is ready. Let me take off the brightness because we finished working. I mean, we haven't finished completely, but almost there, almost there. So now all we have to do left is the little witch hat from our ghost, and let's get started. Okay, so now it's time to work with our little head. We're going to be grabbing our black yarn again, and we're going to be using a little bit of purple. Even though it looks blue on the camera, I tried all settings as possible, but this is purple yarn, it's not blue. So we're going to be starting by making a magic circle, magic ring, and same crochet hook, 3.5 millimeters, and we're going to be making 4 single crochets. This will be tricky to work because it's a little project and it will be quite tricky to work. So we're going to be making 4 single crochets on the magic circle. That's my last one. We're going to pull our yarn to close it, and we're going to be increasing 2 single crochets in each stitch around, and we're going to be ending up with 8 single crochets. I'm going to be making my increase, and I'll be back once I'm done. So here I finished my increase row. So we have 8 single crochets increase, and we can start like pushing up, so start getting shapy. Now we're going to be making 3 single crochets. Don't forget to mark your stitches because as we're working with black, it's quite tricky to put the stitches in the right place. So we're going to be making 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to be making an increase. 1 and 2. We're going to be making 3 more and another increase, and we're going to be finishing this row with 10 single crochets. So this is 1, 2, and 3. Oops. And we're going to be making 2 single crochets in the last. Move up our stitch marker, and we're going to be making now 4 single crochets, an increase, and then repeating 4 single crochets again and another increase, and we're going to be ending up with 12 stitches. I'm going to be making this and I'll come back. So we're going to be making our last increasing row, and we're going to be making 5 single crochets and an increase. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase, and we're going to be doing 5 more and an increase, and we are going to end up with 14 stitches. I'm going to make my last 5 and I'll come back. Okay, so we finished our row number 5, and we have a little head almost and the shape that is going to be, and now we're going to be making 1 row in purple. So what I do when I'm going to change color, this is how I change my colors. Instead of just grabbing the yarn by here and starting making a new stitch, what I do, let me get a little closer. So what I do, I have my stitch right here. I will brighten it up a little bit so you guys can see what I'm saying. So I'm going to grab this leg here from my single crochet and the next one, and I'm going to grab my purple yarn. If it cooperates with me, there you go, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through here. So the next stitch, let me put my stitch marker in here. As we're going to work with the black again, I'm not cutting it. So I'm going to just yarn over and make my single crochet normally, like I would do. And I will grab my black yarn and I'll pull it. So I will carry, you can just leave your yarn, the black yarn in here, and just grab it, or you can just carry the yarn while you're making your stitches. I will just leave my yarn in here, and I will weave this end here while I'm crocheting. And what you have to do, you have to make 14 single crochets in purple color. Let me take the zoom out of it. Okay, so we make 14 single crochets. I will finish mine and I will come back to show you guys how to go back to the black color. So I finished my row, and here we're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to grab our black yarn. Let me remake my stitch here because it was going all over. So this is my single crochet stitch. I'll do the same thing. Let me come closer to the camera again. I'll go on this little leg here, and then the other one. I will grab my yarn. Just a second, let me remove the stitch marker first. Go again with my stitches. I'm going to grab the black yarn and I'm going to yarn over through those 2 little purple legs, and I will make mark my stitch. I'll pull the purple yarn. So this is like, see, a perfect clean change color. And now what I'm going to do, we can cut this off. and we can weaving the ends while we're making our half double crochets, because this is our last row from our little head. And what we're going to do, we're going to be making 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. So half double crochets, you guys remember, we'll finish this one here that I already started, is you have your loop on your crochet hook, you're going to yarn over, pull your crochet hook on your stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again, pull through 2, and you have 2 half double crochets in the stitch. We're going to be doing this in every stitch around, and I will finish mine and I will come back so we can finish up our little ghost. Okay, so I have my little head ready, and to finish up, what we're going to do, we're going to slip stitch with the first half double crochet we did from the previous row. So we slip stitch and our little hat is ready to go. So we're going to be leaving a little long tail, not much, because we're going to be attaching the hat on the head of our little ghost. So I'm going to pick a side here that I want my head to go, and I'm going to give a few stitches only to secure the head, nothing too complicated. I'm going to go through the same stitch, and I'm going to come up on the top of the head of the ghost, and I'm going to secure the other side. So I'm going to pull through my needle through the head, pull through, go down on the next stitch, and go inside the little head of the ghost, come up this way, and our head is secure on the head of the ghost. I'm going to weave in a little bit to secure my yarn, pull tight, shape up the head a little bit, and now we're going to attach the ghost on the swing. I'll finish this up here, cut my yarn, and come back so we can place our ghost on the swing. So this is how our little ghost end up. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!